gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and 70 Mounts Winter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled, Marrow's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Doc just rolls his eyes and writes some notes down on his monitor, turning away from us. Merrick very loudly unwraps his sandwich, catching a scathing side-eye from Doc. Unperturbed, and through a full mouth, Merrick tries to change the subject. So, Doc, nothing to report then? Nothing that you'd have to worry about. Please, Merrick, try to relax some. I know you've been on edge for almost a week now. Doc just rolls his eyes. With Merrick cowed from worrying, he gives up and finishes his lunch. For such a fit Carain, he eats like a monster. The stare burger barely lasting more than 5 bites before disappearing. Hey, Doc, I know you normally have some other people running around and doing stuff for you, but when they ain't here, it's kind of creepy. I mean, it's fine and all. It's just a big place for only the two of you. Yes, my assistants are elsewhere. And no, they were not given clearance to work with Rias. Not yet, at least. But it's fine. I can manage. I know how to work everything in here, and if I need another pair of paws, I'll just call you. I know how much you love spending time away from work. Look, I'll come if you need me, Doc. But I don't think I know nearly as much about medicine as your assistants do. No, I do not think it would be wise for you to assist with anything that technical. But if you are ever on patrol or find yourself walking by, feel free to stop in. Do you? Find yourself close by, I mean? I still don't understand how big this place is. I'm not quite sure how to explain it in measurements you would understand, Rias. And I'm still not sure it's a good idea to tell you that at all. Ignoring Officer Merrick here, the station itself is quite massive. It's not the largest in Carain, but that's not important right now. As I've said before, it houses roughly 500 Carain, as well as labs and facilities for all of us, including necessities like the engines, generators, and other essential systems. Jeez, Doc, why don't you just give them the layout and security specs while you're at it? If you keep this up, I just may. With that, Merrick backs down. I do hope he becomes at least a bit less suspicious of me soon, if not outright trusting me. Or at least trust in my inability to do any real harm to anyone here. He does know he knocked me out with a single tackle, right? Wait, did he? I mean, I blacked out, but that means he must have hit me seriously hard. I don't remember being that hurt. Hey, Merrick? When you, detained me, how did you do it so fast? Through pure skill and my amazing natural talent. What do you mean? Rias, are you sure you want to talk about this? No, I mean, I went out like a light. How did you make me faint so fast? Are you asking how I knocked you out so fast? Here, look. He lifts an empty paw and I lean in, and I can see he's wearing some kind of biker's gloves. Actually, now that I think about it, he's had those on before. Second, y'all. Merrick, please be careful. If you hurt Rias... No, come on. Look at this. You're curious, aren't you? Looking back and forth between the two, I lean in a bit further before... Zap! Yep. Electric gloves, I had a feeling. An arc of energy bounces between his claws. Jumping back, I almost fall out of my chair before Doc manages to catch me. I think he was ready for that, actually. Merrick! I said before, be careful, damn it! He's fine. I didn't get him. What was that? That's one of the security team's less aggressive forms of detainment. Rias took it fine once, Doc. Now don't worry so much. But yeah, it's an integrated electroshock self-defense weapon. See? A few more fairly harmless arcs of energy bounce between his claws and the padded material of his glove. I've got no idea how he's controlling it, but I'll be damned if it isn't kind of awesome. Merrick, please, we talked about this. No weapons inside my lab. Fine, but yeah. That's why you dropped so fast. I can imagine. So, wait, how come you aren't getting shocked by it, though? You're asking the wrong Carain. Turning to Doc, he just shakes his head. Look, I may know a lot about technology, but I usually ignore anything that is used as a weapon. Not really my interest. That's noble of him, but I guess I shouldn't have expected less from a doctor, after all. Still, it seems that Carain technology still has quite a few ways to shock me. Literally, sometimes. Hey, finish up, Rias. I just got sent some more damn files I need approving. I gotta go. Oh, right. Finishing up the last of my lunch, I hand him the tray and he heads for the door. Thank you, Merrick. And same time tomorrow? Yeah, don't worry about... I can no longer hear him as he walks down the hall, but Doc just nods his head and closes the door. The cool blue-green lights suddenly seem colder and less full. How was lunch, Rias? Are you ready to continue for the day? Yeah, I'm all good, Doc. Just let me know what to do. With a smile, he turns to his monitor and checks his schedule. A few whispered mumbles and rogue keyboard inputs later, he turns to me. I've prepared a small presentation for you if you want. Otherwise, there are just some small remedial tests to run today. Presentation? Oh, right, he did say something about maybe teaching me some things about, well, something anyways. Oh, sure, Doc. Do you mind also returning to my desk there? That's where the monitor is. I'll set everything up. Ah, gotcha. It takes him a moment to understand what I meant, but as I start to head over, I think it clicks. I move my stool so I can see the screen better and just wait for Doc as he flips some switches on the far wall. You moved? You'll have a much better view from here, from where you were sitting. Huh? Then how will I see the screen? I say, pointing at his monitor. The what? Oh! Huh, don't worry about that. Trust me. Second, y'all. Intrigued, I take his word for it and move back to my old seat and wait, just slowly sipping on my glass of water. Doc excitedly types away at his keyboard until... What? Well, what do you think? I had no idea these projections got this big. I stand up to inspect it closer. It looks like it just popped up out of the ground, but upon closer inspection there was a small device built into the desk. I try to touch it, and I swear I felt a bit of resistance, but my hand ends up just going right through it. I swipe at some of the aspects being projected, and to my surprise, they actually move when I reach for them. Doc, does this thing work like a monitor? Yes, I don't often need to use it like this, but sometimes it's better to visualize things or just have the screen up when I'm working. Sometimes? Not all the time? This thing is so cool. How can you stand not using it? Huh, I don't know. I prefer just using a normal monitor. I'm trying to pay attention to him, really. But as he keeps talking, I find myself just moving tabs left and right and opening and closing files. As he does not urge me to stop, I enjoy my time with it. It's so weird. When I move something with enough force, it seems to carry some of that momentum with it, as if I were actually pushing it aside. After a few more minutes of experimenting, and messing up Doc's desktop, I return to my seat. I turn to Doc, who was just beaming. Eventually, he closes all the tabs I opened and pulls up what he was looking for. Alright, I hope this will be satisfactory. I do not have as much time as I would have liked to prepare this. Most of it is just from our archives here. Anything you show me will be enough, Doc. I can't wait to learn anything about, whatever you're showing me today. I thought I'd give you a brief overview of the Lian system. If that is something that interests you. Learning about an alien system filled with new life and technology? Yeah. I think I'd like to learn about that. Well, let us begin. Now, all life in our system, as I'm sure the same as yours, is due to a part of our star. Our star, an orange dwarf star, is named Rias. Oh, excuse me. That's a lovely name. Mine is named Sol, I think. It would make sense if I'm from the solar system. The what? Oh, right. My system. It's called the solar system because the star is named Sol. At least I think it's why it's called that. That's what your system is called? I'll be sure to note that. It'd be great if I could help Doc learn more about my system than just some names in the order of planets. But I don't think I can pull more information out of thin air. Rias? What? Should I continue? Oh, yeah. Of course. The first planet in our system, Tirum, is completely uninhabitable as it is far too small to have its own magnetic field and it is too close to our sun. As such, it's constantly blasted with solar radiation. Second now. Water time. Sounds like a fun place. Ha! You may joke, but there have been attempts, or rather, proposals to set up mining facilities under the planet's surface. Whoa, wait, really? Is that possible? Currently, no, as it would mainly just not be worth the resources put into it. But if you so wished, you could probably survive there with the right equipment. It might not be the best spot to visit, though. Right, yeah. Now, moving further out, we have our homeworld. Wait. Okay. Game froze for a moment. Beautiful and lovely Io. It supports a wide variety of ecosystems, as well as being the most populated planet in our system. Right, they have more than one. I almost feel jealous. I'm sure I could give you a lecture that would take all day about EAO, but... EO. But should I move on and talk about some of the other planets instead? Yeah, I appreciate that. I think we'll have plenty of time to go into specifics later, but for now, just a general overview would be great. Of course. Yeah, the game is pausing. That's weird. Alright. Well, after Iaeo, we have Iram. Being the first planet that we expanded to, it's mostly a desert planet, but agricultural advancements have taken massive strides in making it far more habitable. That being said, it's still mostly a desert. It didn't even have its own oceans until they were dredged from under the surface. Is that where Merrick is from? Oh, yes. I know he doesn't talk about it much, but I think he's proud of it. Proud? Yes, Iran has a history of being an almost inhospitable frontier planet, and its people take that as something to be very proud of. Well, if it means anything to him, I think Merrick is tough. At least when he's not falling on his face or running after the chief. Still, it's good to have a name for it. Yeah, it's pausing when it switches slides. Okay. Weird. After Iram, we have Dis, a similar desert planet that has been tested as a possible location for expansion. Although its core is far weaker and setting up an atmosphere on any planet is no easy feat. Oh, I'm sorry, Rias. I just realized, but can you understand all this? You can understand all this, right? I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but... I am going to get talked down to... Hey, am I going to get talked down to just because my species hasn't expanded beyond our home planet? I appreciate him asking, though, but for now, everything seems okay. No, you're good. I'll let you know if anything does get too complicated, though. Oh, good. Second, yeah. Oh, good, and yes, it's similar to Urian. But it seems as though it would be considerably harder to make it habitable for life. The fifth planet in our system is Morindi. The planet itself is fairly uninteresting, being mostly composed of rocks and with a weak magnetic field. However, one of the moons proved to be quite the surprise. The moon known as Reich was found to be almost covered in land masses and ice. Using a new, at the time, experimental technology, we were able to turn the moon into a lush paradise. Huh, what do you mean, Doc? Well, I don't fully understand it, but I believe they found a way to create an artificial atmosphere long enough to melt all the ice and fertilize the oceans with oxygen-producing life forms. And eventually they were able to grow vast amounts of plant life on the surface, allowing for habitation. Well, what, Doc? Well, while it is habitable, I can't fathom why anyone would want to live there. Their experiment worked a bit too well, in some ways, and Reich has one unfortunate downside. The technology they use affected the weather, and because of that, it is always raining on Reich. Wait, always? It never stops? Correct. The planets have since adapted to it, so even trying to correct the error might cause more damage than it would do good. But yes, the second expansion of the Carain ended with a perpetually raining moon. But it is inhabited, right? Oh yes, there are those that live on the planet. I've heard that the cities are inside giant hab-domes, so the citizens don't get rained on all the time. But if you live in the outskirts or even further, well, I'm sure they're used to it, but it sounds awful to me. Sounds kind of peaceful, but I'm sure it would get annoying, yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. If y'all want to get your names and credits, get access to not safe for work contents as little as $5. That big Broken Harbors not safe for work video is up, y'all. Check it out on our Patreon or our Discord server. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!